All right, you can go ahead and swear him in before he gets out here. That's fine.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give to the court is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth? I hope you are.
I do.
All right, go ahead, watch your step as you go up to the seat. You can get as close as possible to the microphone.
Okay.
I'm gonna state your first and last name for the record.
Okay. My name is Kevin Dadswell. Kevin is spelled Kevin. Dadswell is spelled Dadswell.
All right, this is Antoine Garland, 22 CP 213101, 114 days without indictment. I know you want to waive sounding.
Yes.
Go ahead, Mr. Pennington.
Good morning, Officer Dadswell, is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Where are you employed?
Marta Police Department.
And how long have you been employed there?
So technically 24 years, but 22 years. I retired 2 years ago and I came back as a reserve officer. So 2 more years after the 22, so 24 total.
Okay. And what are your duties with the Marta Police Department?
So currently I work patrol for North Precinct. And as a reserve officer, I have some other support duties for special events, but primarily I patrol North Precinct.
Okay. And were you working in that capacity on October 11th, 2022?
Yes.
Did you become aware of Antoine Garland on that date?
Yes, I did.
How did you become aware of Antoine Garland?
So I was at the North Springs Marta Station at 7010 West Peachtree, Peachtree Dunwoody Road. I was standing by the fare gates. It was about 10 minutes to 9. It was about 10 minutes to 9. And a patron came downstairs. Her name was Kelly Barr. And she said, there's a man masturbating on the train that's on the platform. He was, masturbating in front of me. I was sitting across from him. And so I said, okay, just hang tight right here. And went upstairs and it was train 402, car 643, I believe. And he was the only person, and she had described him. She was wearing like a purple hoodie or something to that effect. And so I went upstairs and literally there was only one person on the car that I could see through the window of the car from the platform, wearing, purple hoodie. And he was masturbating on the train when I went up there, when I saw him.
Okay. And was his penis exposed?
Yes.
And did Miss Barr indicate that his penis was exposed?
Yes. He had like a jacket, kind of semi covering it, but you could clearly see almost his entire genitals.
Okay. Thank you. And this location, is it in Fulton County?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And were you post certified on that date?
I was.
Were you post certified on the next day when you issued the warrants?
Yes.
And do you see Antoine Garland in court today?
Yes, I do.
Could you please identify him for the court?
He's sitting to the left of the public defender. He's wearing an orange jumpsuit with a mask partially covering his face, black male.
Okay. Thank you. No further questions for this witness, subject to redirect.
Cross.
Okay, Officer Dadwell. Did I pronounce that correct?
Dadswell.
Dadwell.
Yes, ma'am. It's okay.
Do you remember if the victim gave any other description besides a purple jacket?
She did not.
You said you yourself actually witnessed this?
I witnessed, yes, when I went upstairs after she had told me, I witnessed him masturbating, yes.
Did you have on body cam?
I did.
Was your body cam on and operating?
Yes.
Did you capture the incident with your body cam?
Yes.
Has your body cam been preserved in evidence?
Yes. Evidence on com, yes.
Did this happen in the train car or on the
Yes.
station platform?
On the inside the train car, he was sitting on the train.
Do you know the train car number?
It was 643. A train 402.
Do you know if there's cameras inside of that train car?
Okay, so there are cameras on the train car. However, when I asked my supervisor to try to pull the footage, the system to view the cameras, the CCTV system was not connecting to that train car. And I do not believe that a detective went later to try to pull the video. So I don't believe that the video from the actual train was preserved.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I understand. So you believe that it was recorded, but you're unable to retrieve it?
Correct, because the footage of on the trains is only preserved for a short period of time if it's not saved. And my supervisor wasn't able to do it at the time of the incident because he could not connect to the train remotely. And so I do not believe that there's any video of the actual train, what happened on the train car, other than my body camera video.
Did you detain him at that?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he make any statements to you?
He did not.
And Miss Kelly Barr.
Yes.
She said that she saw the incident.
Yes. Yes.
And did she say whether she actually saw his penis?
Yes,
or not?
she did.
Did she make a written statement?
She did.
Has a written statement been preserved?
We have a copy of it, yes.
Okay, 1 moment, please. No further questions.
Any redirect?
No, Your Honor, the state has no further questions for this witness. May this witness be excused.
Okay, Ms. Collins?
No further, I don't have any witnesses, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Stay safe. Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
so patient.
Appreciate it.
Your Honor, the state would just also ask that the court take judicial notice of two prior convictions in Fulton County for public indecency, 21 CR 001842F and 13 CR 398632.
Okay, noted.
I would have an argument. I don't think that venue was stated. I don't think that we said that this offense occurred in Fulton County, from my memory. Maybe the court reporter can let us know.
You're gonna read back, Madam Court Reporter?
Yes, one moment, Your Honor.
Okay.
Okay, Your Honor, the question was, okay, thank you. The location is Fulton County, and the answer is yes, it is.
My apologies then.
That's okay. Miss it sometime. I know.
But I would add that I've checked that case number 21 CR 001842F, and that case was null pros. So I don't believe that he has two prior public indecency convictions. This was originally charged as a misdemeanor. We kept this in Superior Court at the request of the District Attorney's Office. And I don't think that sufficient evidence has been presented to support the statute to charge this as a felony.
Your Honor, there is a null pros order in that case, but the null pros was for possession of drug-related objects. There were 2 charges in that case. The conviction was for public indecency.
Is that the 13 CR case, Ms. Collins?
That was the 21 CR case.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but it is no process of the possession of use of drug-related objects.
Okay, I do see it. Then I'll leave the probable cause finding in the discretion of the court.
Okay, all right, I found probable cause of the public indecency, and bond was addressed with him on the 31st.
Right. And so, Your Honor, the state's just requesting, this was left in Superior Court as a misdemeanor. The state's requesting this be upgraded to a felony for.
Anything else, Ms. Collins?
Nothing further.
All right, we'll upgrade it to a felony. So do you want to be heard on bond on the felony, since now we'll have no bond?
Yes, I would like to be heard on bond, Your
All
Honor.
right. 114 days without indictment. Go ahead, Ms. Mann, pre-trial.
Yes, Your Honor. 86 prior arrests. You've heard the 2 convictions for public indecency, 2013, 2021, probation violation, 2018, 2016, 16 conviction, not 16, I'm sorry, Your Honor, correction. Possession of cocaine convictions, 2016, 2012, 2007, 22 criminal trespassing, 17 disorderly conduct, 13 criminal trespass, 13 possession less than 1 ounce, Your Honor. Nothing further.
All right. Go ahead, Ms. Collins.
Your Honor, Mr. Garland, he's 42 years old. He's lived in Georgia his entire life. He attended Tri-Cities High School. He is residentially challenged at the moment, but we are trying to find him some type of housing. He does have some underlying MH issues that he's dealing with. Your Honor, he was originally given a $1,500 bond on the misdemeanor public indecency. That has been dismissed. Your Honor, we would just ask if you would set a $1,500 bond on the felony so that when we do locate housing for him, his bond is something that the Bell Project may be able to do.
And I gave him 1,000 on the 31st.
1,000, Your Honor.
That's okay. That's all right. Just for the record. Go ahead, Mr. Pennington.
Yes, Your Honor. The state would just note that the bond order on the 31st and would request that Your Honor keep in place the same conditions on that bond order, plus any other conditions the court deems appropriate. And the state leaves the amount of bond in this case in the reasonable discretion of this court.
All right. Let me just read off this since I didn't write it on my notes. No further contact with Kelly Barr, BAAR, no drugs without valid prescriptions, no alcohol, no weapons, 24-hour curfew except for legal meetings with attorney, court appearances, emergencies, work if employer schedules provided to attorney and ankle monitoring company. 20 ankle monitors paid for by the county with a 24-hour curfew. Stay away from all monitor property. Stay away from 7010 Peach Street, Dunwoody Road. You must have a sufficient address where you'll reside and give it to the jail staff and the ankle monitor company upon release. Sir, you can't go to a bus stop. You can't go to the train station. If you're walking down the street, your shoe comes untied and there's a bus stop. You cannot sit on that bench and tie your shoe. You will have to go beyond that and sit on the sidewalk, but not on that bench at the MARTA train station. I'll go ahead and leave it. I mean, he's indigent. He's not going to make it. I'll go ahead and leave it at $1,000 good bond.
Thank you.
All right, and if you want to, if you need an ex parte order, just, send it to me, Miss Collins, on this one. All right, when tea leaves, we talk about the last one on this one until the 1 o'clock calendar.
Yes, Your Honor. For position number 4, the state has no further update. The state.
We're probably going to wait on Miss Collins to finish talking to.
Sure.
right, Ms. Collins, we're going ahead on Brian Jamal Wilson, 22 CP 213124. Do you want to bring him out because the officer's not here to hear the argument?
Yes.
All right, you bring Mr. Wilson out. All right, this is 22 CP 213124, Brian Jamal Wilson, 114 days without indictment, charge of aggravated assault. Go ahead, Mr. Pennington.
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, the state has subpoenaed the officer, but the officer has not appeared. The state has tried to contact the officer today again and has not been able to. The state does not have any expectation of when the officer might appear.
This case was reset from the 17th because the officer did not appear. We're here today for the second time, the second opportunity, and the officer is still not here. We do not have any type of estimate on who will be able to have this officer appear. The defense, we would respectfully request a dismissal, Your Honor. Mr. Wilson has been in custody for over 104 days, trying to get a premium on this case. This is not the end of the state's opportunity to move forward on this case. If they are able to ever locate this officer, they could still present this case to the grand jury. But in the meantime, I don't think that it's fair to Mr. Wilson to keep him held on this case any longer. And so we would respectfully request a dismissal.
Mr. Pennington, you want to?
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, the state would just note the charges themselves, that the defendant here has been charged with assaulting the victim with a knife because she had reported, she had made a rape charge report to him to police. So the seriousness of the charge here and the rights of the victim in this case are of importance to the state. The state would like the opportunity to present this again. The state would also just note here that the appropriate remedy for a preliminary hearing is not a dismissal but a UJR, because a preliminary hearing is about committing the defendant to jail, not about dismissing the case as a whole. And in this case, that's even more appropriate because if we do have a UJR, we can still keep the bond conditions of stay away from this victim in particular.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't believe that he is eligible to receive a UJR on his charges. If he could, I would take that, but Your Honor, I don't think that he's eligible to receive a UJR. And I would say, just regarding remedies, Your Honor, it is not Mr. Wilson's burden today. It is the state's burden. And Attorney Pennington is an excellent attorney. I'm pretty sure that he has made all efforts to try to get the officer here. But I would argue today that the state has not met their burden in presenting any evidence. They still have the opportunity to present this case to the grand jury if the officer is ever located.
Did the officer receive the subpoena? In this case, just is it that important to the officer to show up?
We sent the subpoena. It was sent to the same location at APD that we send the other subpoenas. We've had other APD officers here. We cannot confirm that we did not get confirmation from the officer himself that the subpoena was received, but our expectation is the officers did receive the subpoena. Could the officer have been on vacation or something and we don't know? We don't have that information.
I mean, does the officer still work there?
We haven't, based on our understanding, yes, but if typically that we will get a response back if the officer no longer works there, but not always. But the state would also just respond that, if the defendant if a UJR were granted, the defendant would not be being held on these charges. So the issue is whether we hold the defendant on the charges.
Well, I understand, but typically this is not a unsecured judicial release unless, we'll be glad to put on there that at your suggestion.
No, Your Honor, we would
I'm
request a
sure they'll still
reset.
make me first on five, only on
Right,
511, but this man also has some rights. But this alleged victim also has some rights to be protected, allegedly, from the alleged perpetrator. And this is serious allegations, but he does have constitutional rights. And I'm infuriated that this officer did not show up. This isn't, and I'm not making light of simple possession of marijuana. This is a crime against a person. So I don't know where the communication breakdown is. And really, my hands are tied. But Ms. Hollenbeck, you're going to put at the request of Mr. Pennington so that it not be dismissed, that it be UJR'd at his request, period, and make that bold and in red. So when somebody wants to put me first on five, only on two, and live at 11, it could be Mr. Pennington's office that answers that. And nothing against you, Mr. Pennington, and maybe the chief of police. But let me tell you something, Mr. Wilson, those exact same conditions will be still imposed on you. You're still going to have that ankle monitor. Let me read it here. Or let me see, didn't I already do yours? Didn't I do his bond hearing the other day? Let's see, yeah, let's see. Where's his bond? Let me pull it up real quick. There it is. I'll just put it on there back so we can do it. So make sure that's in red. It's still going to be, it'll be a UJR. No further contact with Ashley Todd. You have an ankle monitor paid for by the county with a 24-hour curfew, court, lawyer, medical, and it's still working, but you guys provide the name of your employer, location, proof of employment, and the schedule. You have to supply it to the ankle monitoring company and to Ms. Collins so she can provide it to the state. Stay away from 779 Cascade Avenue Southwest. I think I always put on there anyway, if there's a hold that you'll have 48 hours to have that put on. But Mr. Pennington, I'm requesting that your office, I'm going to put on here, reach out to this alleged victim now to let them know that this man is getting out on unsecured judicial release because the officer failed to show up at this preliminary hearing. So please put that on the bond condition that I asked the DA's office to reach out to Ms. Todd immediately to let her know that this man is getting out on an unsecured judicial release and exactly why he's getting out on unsecured judicial release. Please, Ms. Hollenbeck.
And the state would just request here, just to make sure it's clear that the state requested a UJR in lieu of a dismissal.
Yes, you can put it in lieu of a dismissal. That way there is still some constraints on him. So you can put that in lieu of a dismissal. What's this officer's name?
Officer Thompson.
We had. Do you have a first?
Yeah, I'm getting it. This was actually going to be handled by a domestic violence ADA. It is.
I guess I could look on if it's the same one on the warrant, I could look on the warrant.
Yes, it's the same one on the warrant, but it says A. Thompson on the warrant. I just looked at the warrant.
All right. Did he have an address? I forget if he had. I didn't see an address on here. Is it still the? It's the Decatur, right? So you still gonna live in Decatur? I think it changed to Fulton. Did it change to Fulton County?
1662 West Paving Drive, Atlanta, Georgia, 30311.
Yeah, okay. I thought it did. Okay, yeah. So it's Officer A. Thompson. Let's see. Wait a minute. Yeah, just A. Thompson. It's Officer A. Thompson. So we'll have to figure out why Officer A. Thompson, unless A. Thompson sick, on vacation, in training, or somehow didn't get it. We got to find out where the breakdown is here. But sir, it can't go through, and pretrial, y'all won't take him to monitor him, will you, Miss Mann? Because of the,
Your Honor, would you repeat that, please?
y'all won't monitor him through, it can't be through pretrial, can it?
No, Your Honor. But that would be my recommendation is no, but you know, you are the judge.
Yeah, let's just make it through pretrial. I mean, I'm trying to put all the safety, nothing against you, sir. You have your rights and you still have that presumption of innocence. But I have to balance this a little bit, okay? So, and it'll be through pretrial. I think they'll give you Ms. Collins will tell you, you have to get in touch with pretrial within, what, 24 hours, Ms. Mann?
That's correct, within 24 hours. And I did hear, Your Honor, I needed to get a phone number. And I heard him say that the Decatur address we have is not correct.
Right, Ms. Collins, you want to put it in the chat, Ms. Collins, or you want to put it on the?
I don't think, I will actually file a change of address.
Okay.
Back in the office.
So she'll file that. Will you get that, Ms. Mann, or does she need to email it to you, to
No, she's
pretrial?
gonna need to email that to me. I need the new address. I need his, a good contact that we can reach him on and an email address. And we do this just so that we're covered. If they don't report in 24 hours, then we're able to try to start contacting them.
Okay.
He does not have a phone, but he has email, or can we put on the order that he can report by email? I just don't want to set it up for them, being that he's been in custody for 140 days.
I know it's 114 days, but that's, I mean, I could be reporting for him, so, or his mama. So can you get a phone? How can you, I mean, but when, so they need a phone number before they release you. I don't want that to hold you up, so you got a phone number for a phone you're gonna get? So is it a with landline or is it a cell phone? So it's somebody's and you're just gonna say, hey, I need to use your phone to you. Is that okay, Ms. Mann?
It is, as long as does he have an ability to get to a computer to be able to use an email or to be able to Zoom so we can see him face to face.
So you'll download Zoom on a laptop or whatever. He said, yes, ma'am.
Okay. We can still work with him with getting that phone because you will need a number, but we can work with you on that. But definitely we're gonna need that email address in. And then upon release, you're gonna get some information with the phone number that you must call within 24 hours, which is very important. You're gonna need to make sure that you call that, okay?
And I'm sending you this via email as we speak.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Mann. So best of luck to you, Mr. Wilson. Don't let me see you again. So I think that's the last one for this one until the 1 o'clock calendar, right? Or
Correct,
you have
Your
anything
Honor.
else we need to put on here, on the record?
No, I do
Besides,
not.
Jamarcus Fleetwood, those two cases were indicted. I don't know if that got on the record at first.
Correct, Your Honor.
All right.
And then let's see, we had a March the 7th reset date, correct, for Varner? I think
March
it
the
was.
7th at 9 a.m., right, for
Okay.
Varner.
I'm gonna let that officer know right now.
And you reach out to that ADA, who's the ADA that you're going to contact that can reach out to the alleged victim in Mr. Wilson's case?
Yeah, that will be actually Deputy District Attorney Gotham Rao, G-A-U-T, let me see.
Oh, yeah. R-A-U-O,
Let's see.
right?
Yeah, G-A-U-T-A-M, first name, last name Rao, R-A-O.
All right. Oh, I don't know why I put a U in there. Okay. Yeah, I just forwarded a consent order or something to them too. Okay. All right. So if that's it, I think we are off the record and down until 1 p.m.